Yo, it's Dope Wines, Dope Vibes with Mic Flo. I'm a physician, family man, rapper, but most importantly, today, I'm your personal sommelier. In this episode, we're going to be discussing white wines. So grab your favorite bottle and pour up. Cheers.
We show up to pull up. We show up to pull up. We show up to pull up. Get it, got it, pop it, go up. We show up to pull up. We show up to pull up. We show up to pull up. Get it, got it, pop it. Yo, I got 'em going up.
I'm on my grind, even when I'm sipping wine, I'm studying. Till my mind's no longer inclined, then I'm running in the studio. And I'm writing rhymes like the time's never gonna end. It's something I am gonna win. Sleep, then up again. Talking to patients and doing documentation. Then I'm on the Peloton to try and soften frustration. My candles burnt at both ends. This is all integration of trying to get the most in. Trying to live the most dreams, but trying to be so present for my boo and my queens. So I'm hair braiding, water wines, air raiding. Then I'm mixing and mastering the music that we're making. Then I'm advocating for my patients while they're aging. Oof. It's a lot, but I got to keep it moving until I'm viewing from the top or until I drop from exhaustion. What's the other option? Living for this moment because it's awesome. Cheers. Today, I want to show you how to taste so you can have a deeper appreciation of wine and a deeper appreciation for the people that you drink wine with. Because once you enjoy what's in the glass, everything outside of the glass becomes much more enjoyable as well. The first thing that we have to assess when evaluating a wine is its appearance. The color of a wine can tell you a lot about it. So when you're looking at a white wine, you can range from a pale, almost water-like color to golden. And that can tell you a lot about the varietal or the grape that's in the glass or the age of the wine. If you're looking for something youthful and fresh, a paler color is what you're gonna see. Whereas if you're looking with something with more age and complexity, that's gonna show up in the golden hue that you may see in the glass. It could be an indication of the oak aging that took place, or it could be an indication of the age of the wine that's in your glass. Let's talk about glassware for a minute. You know, today I have very simple glasses, and I would say you don't need elegant glassware at home to enjoy wine in the proper way. As long as you have a simple glass that tapers a little bit at the top so you can capture those aromas, because that's such an important aspect. Now, you know, if you like a big bowl to swag it out, that's perfect. I have a wide variety of glasses that are specific to the varietal that I'm drinking at home, but that is not necessary to enjoy wine. You can keep it real simple. Long as you are using the same thing, that actually is better for assessing. But I would say, don't put it in a plastic cup, don't put it in a plastic glass, get some real glassware and really make it an experience, because that's gonna make you appreciate it more if you have nice glassware and nice things. That's gonna help you have a nice time and share that time with people that you love and you care for. First up, I always like to start every tasting, well, any celebratory day, which is every day we're here on this earth, with some bubbles. What's not to love about bubbles? And when I say bubbles, I mean sparkling wine. There's a lot of different ways to make sparkling wine, but the most famous, of course, is champagne. And the Champagne region of France is the only place that you can make what is called champagne. So if it's sparkling wine from anywhere else, it's going to be called either just sparkling, or it's going to be called méthode traditionnelle, which means the traditional method of making sparkling wine. The way this is done was actually an accident. At first, the French were shipping wine that hadn't finished fermentation to England, and then these barrels were just exploding with wine. Wine was exploding everywhere. And the French, of course, were horrified. They were like, we are sending incomplete wine, unfinished wine, flawed wine. This has to stop. But the English were saying, no, we love this. This is perfect. Keep doing whatever you're doing, and we'll figure it out. So that they did. They figured it out. And what they figured out was that fermentation had not finished. So when they were bottling the wine, the yeast were still heavy at work, converting sugar into alcohol and releasing CO2. And the CO2 that was present in that bottle became the bubbles that we now enjoy and use for celebration. But I would say, sparkling wine is not just used for celebrations. It is a wine meant to be enjoyed with a wide variety of foods and a wide variety of things and a wide variety of occasions. So don't hesitate to pop a nice bottle of sparkling wine on a normal day. Okay, I always like to tell everyone that's tasting with me, sparkling wine is wine. So we always appreciate it in the same way that we appreciate a normal wine. So we always start with appearance, and we look at the wine, and we see that this has like a golder, more richer hue than some white wines that we drink. And then we always appreciate the aromas. So we can go ahead and take a sniff. Oh, it's number 1. Yeah, there you go. All right. So, because this undergoes fermentation in bottle, you get a lot of different characteristics on sparkling wines. Sure, you'll still smell fruit and you'll still smell fruity flavors. Also, you'll have what we call autolytic characteristics. That's characteristics from the yeast that are still remaining in the bottle after this wine was aging. So when you smell these wines, sometimes you'll smell bready aromas. Sometimes you'll smell yeasty aromas. Sometimes you'll smell sourdough. You'll smell brioche. You'll smell different things. And the longer it's aged, the more you'll get those characteristics in the wine. Sparkling wine can age for years and years and years and years, but what happens is the fruit characteristics diminish, but the yeasty and the autolytic characteristics increase. So often when you smell old champagne, it'll smell like a bakery more than it smells like wine, but that's how you know that it's been aged on its lees or on its yeast for a long period of time. So let's smell and enjoy. So this definitely has a lot of bright fruit. It's very youthful. And what kind of sparkling wine, you'll have to decide for yourself. So champagne, like I said, will have more of those secondary characteristics, whereas a nice California wine that's sparkling or made in the sparkling method is going to have a lot more fruit and be a lot brighter. And then if you travel to other countries such as Spain, Cava uses different varietals or different grapes to make their sparkling wine. And those different grapes still bring in their characteristics. The most common varietals used for sparkling wine are Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. And that was made famous by Champagne, and some regions follow suit with that, such as Franciacorta in Italy. But here in America, we can really make sparkling wine with anything. And the sparkling wine that we're drinking today is a sparkling wine that's called Black Girl Magic, and it's from the McBride sisters, which wine is filled with wonderful stories, and this is one of them. Andrea and Robin are two sisters that didn't know of each other's existence until their father, who was struggling with cancer, decided that he wanted to bring his two daughters together. One was in New Zealand and one was in Monterey. They had both grown up in these world-class winemaking regions and didn't know anything about each other, but knew a lot about wine. When they were reunited in 1996, they said, well, we got to make wine together. We both have all this knowledge and all these things that we want to do and experiences that we want to do together. And they started McBride Sisters Wine Company, and Black Girl Magic is an offshoot of that. And now it's the largest black-owned winery in America, and they're doing great things. Cheers. A note about glassware for sparkling wines. A lot of times you'll see it served in the traditional flute. And that's nice, but as I mentioned earlier, I still like to appreciate it in the same way that I'd appreciate other white wines. So a regular white wine glass or regular wine glass is fine. There are some special sparkling glasses that are supposed to help you appreciate the mousse or the bubbles that are in the wine a little bit better. But honestly, a better glass that you can still stick your nose in and appreciate those aromas is great, because smelling sparkling wine is such a fun thing to do before you taste, because you get so many different flavors, and those aromas and flavors that you're getting are from the winemaking process. So it's a good way that you can appreciate these yeasty characteristics and how they affect the fruit and, you know, the bubbles and even some of the sweetness. And speaking of that, you know, reading a label is very important for sparkling wine. So when you see the words brut, it's made from dry wine and there's no or little to no residual sugar added afterwards. When you see demi-sec or doux, those words indicate that the sparkling wine is sweet. But this that we're drinking currently is brut, meaning that it's dry. 0 to 3 grams of residual sugar are in this wine. All right, that's sparkling wine. All right, what did you guys think?
It's great. I love it. I feel like our go-to California sparkling wine.
There you go. Nice and easy. It goes with a lot of things. When you talk about food and wine pairing, I mean, sparkling wine really is the cheat code. I say you can pour a sparkling wine with a wide variety of foods and it's going to go fantastically well. And the reason that it does that is those bubbles help cleanse the palate. So even if you're eating something rich or something fatty and full, the bright acidity and the bubbles wash that away and get you ready right for your next bite of your meal. So don't hesitate once again, to open up sparkling wine. It doesn't have to be a celebration. One of the best pairings is sparkling wine and popcorn if you're watching a movie. Also sparkling wine and fried chicken. I mean, once you try it, you're gonna keep going back. So don't hesitate to pop any kind of sparkling wine with fried foods. It's so delicious. So, any questions?
No questions.
All right, so we like to start it off, warm up the palate with something nice and bright, like a sparkling wine that gets you ready for your tasting. If you're hosting tastings at home or if you're having an event, it's always nice to start with sparkling just to get people kind of socially lubricated and ready to go, right? So I always encourage you to start with the sparkling wine. And also Brut Rosé is delicious as well. So branch out, try different things, try different regions, try different countries that make sparkling wine. You're guaranteed to find something that you like.
Power it up, don't vibes, you know what's up. Then we show up to pull up. Then we show up to pull up. Then we show up to pull up. Get it, got it, pop it, go up. Then we show up to pull up. Then we show up to pull up. Then we show up to pull up. Get it, got it, pop it. Yo, I got 'em going up like inflation. The drip was warming up, I was impatient. So I was showing up with a temptation. Refusing growing up lost a sensation. Now I'm sensational. Unimitatable. I don't know what I'ma go for. Got clothes and bottles to show for. Then I'm always gonna run like go.
Tune in for the next episode of Dope Wines, Dope Vibes with Mic Flo.
In this episode, we're going to be discussing red wines. So grab your favorite bottle, pour up. Cheers. Now moving on to tasting red wine. So once again, always smell before you sip. It really has to be nice and easy. You don't need to aggressively swirl. Let's talk a little bit about food and wine pairing. A lot of times you'll hear the conventional wisdom that white wine with fish and red wine with heavier meats, but there are no hard and fast rules. You will find with experimentation what works for you. The traditional rules really don't talk about pairing Cajun food, but I've discovered Cabernet Franc and Cajun food goes magically together. We're gonna continue our exploration of wine with red wine. Red wine, I mean, it's just perfection in a glass. There's so much complexity and beauty that comes with red wine. So now let's take a sip. This is delicious.
Executive producer, what are you working on today? What are we doing here today?
What are we doing today? What am I specifically doing?
Well, what's happening? Why are we in this space?
We're in the new society right now, and what we're doing is we're shooting a collection of episodes centering around wine, love of wine, and incorporating basically love of music as well. We've got Mic Flo, who's a sommelier, who's actually hosting the episodes, and he's actually going to take us through general wine tasting. Then he's going to take us through basically a tasting of a red flight and a tasting of a white flight that includes champagne. And me personally, I will taste them all and enjoy them all.
Hand on the boots right there. Oh, get them. Let me get the boots. I know you got the hat. Oh yeah, I got the swag. You already know.
Move a little bit to your, so, come see it.
Okay.
So now look at your audience right here. So this is what you're seeing on TV.
But it grows all over. Tropical in the heat, more acidic where it's colder. And French oak aging can make the wine bolder and even buttery if it's gone through malolactic. So guess it and pour it. It's truly fantastic. Chardonnay. Cheers.
Man, I'm so hungry. I don't know what to do.
Talk to me.
Oh.
Okay. Come on. I got you. Oh yeah.
You know, I can't be talking on the wine. Which particular out of the wine? What's
Talk
up,
up.
y'all? We shooting some footage for our episodes. Dope Wines, Dope Vibes. We got Mic Flo as a sommelier, and he dropping some real mad knowledge, yo. And we got some delicious wines as well. We about to get into a tasting, so y'all need to stay tuned and then come back and tune in some more. You heard? It's right there. Look at that blade for the head.
Click them 3 times.
You know what I'm talking about? Wait, it's the back. A lot of daddy up, like a fine wine with a lot of body, yep. Elevate your senses, realign your mental. Let us get some space like a condom in a rental. A lot of daddy channel, yo son, pull up. A lot of daddy vibe, hey girl, pull up. A lot of daddy up, we out here, pull up.